Seoul is bustling, but it's also personal. You're kind of able to carve out your own pieces of the city.
The culture has gone through a very interesting modernization over the past couple decades.
What I really love is the interior in Seoul, regardless of whether you're in a cafe, a restaurant. It's just something that I found so inspiring.
You have to experience it to be able to understand what Seoul really means.
When you travel, you discover that every location that you're in has its own story. To have to so quickly learn about the rest of the world was the experience that I'm the most proud and the most happy that I'm able to carry with me.
Before I came to Minerva, I had a very individual mindset. My frame of reference was Brazil. I was a very secure, sure person. I came to Minerva and then my whole world was flipped upside down. Finding myself in these different places with different forms of thinking, many different views of the world. What Minerva did was bring the world into the center of my attention. Suddenly it wasn't about me anymore.
There's this framework in Macedonia where you're prompted to pursue a degree or a career in science, engineering, something that is perceived as more valuable. I never necessarily questioned it, and for the first time at Minerva I can be engaging in arts and humanities, but at the same time I can mold them to be an impactful force in the world.
In Jordan, you're taught your values are the only right ones in the world. I grew up with religious beliefs, and then on the other hand, it was the scientific method. I think I'm deciding on what I want to be right now, and it's still it's a difficult transition.
12 years ago, I contracted dengue fever. It was a very critical point in my life. I almost died. Knowing that I was fortunate enough to get cured, I realized that I have the ability and skills to design research to find cures for dengue.
I think visually, so the colors that I'm using or the shapes I'm using are usually influenced by my surrounding. It pushes me to think about these influences on my art. I believe that one of the driving forces behind what I'm doing is understanding the world. All of us are very eager to make a change, all of us are very eager to be impactful, but we cannot do that until we've fully understood the human condition as it is in the present.
Growing up, my exposure to different cultures was extremely limited. I was totally ignorant to the rest of the world. Coming into Minerva, what I experienced was almost reverse culture shock. For me, that was an immediate expansion of my worldview, but what I could have never expected was the impact that my classmates would have had on my experience.
Here at Hanyang, I'm doing a computational neuroimaging internship. I love studying the brain, I also love studying behavior. I'd like to combine the biological and the social aspects of neuroscience. I could use these scientific tools to create meaningful impact in the world.
I always thought that I was going to be a physicist or going to work with math. I started studying multimodal communications and studying complex systems. I realized what I wanted was something that could make a social impact. Companies are powerful drivers of social change. So I decided to go to brand management. How do you interact with your customer? How do you affect society?
I came to this realization that as a scientist, my work doesn't just end in a laboratory. The true essence of science is being able to apply what I'm learning in the real world. Coming to Minerva has made me want to tackle on challenges every single day of my life. What helps me sustain that is knowing in times when I think I failed, I just haven't succeeded yet, and I'm on my way there.
At the end of this 4-year experience, I'll be able to share the impact that global travel and academic immersion can have.
Minerva made me less sure of who I was. But this is a good thing because I made very deep, meaningful connections that made me a better human being.
Minerva has pushed my way of thinking and allowed me to feel free to be creative and to pursue that path in life.
In Jordan, I didn't have the freedom to explore other values. Now I can preserve my own values, respect other people's, and just do work that is meaningful and impactful.
Coming to Minerva and experiencing the world has helped me define not only my dreams, but myself as well, and what I think my purpose in this world is.